Hey, yo, Joe! What is going on, my brotherhood? Welcome to a whole new episode of Like, Love, and Destroy!
Pretty sure that was really loud. Like, that's gonna come through their speakers and be like, oh shit!
Yo, Joe! If you guys are excited, I hope you are. Head on down to that like button and make sure Cobra doesn't see you sneaking across the field of battle as you hit it. And if you're new, well, why would you want to be a part of G.I. Joe? Unless you're one of those Cobra sympathizers.
You're one of them there smart people.
One of those smart people.
Cobra!
If you guys haven't been able to guess yet, we are doing G.I. Joe Like, Love, Destroy.
Woo!
Only the G.I. Joe characters, because next week we will be doing Cobra. So I hope you guys are excited, and head on down to that like button. Like I said, hit it for me real quick if you don't mind. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, because we got Like, Love, Destroy. It's back! It's back and better than ever, baby!
Shoot it with all of your red lasers.
Or green lasers, depending.
Thought it was red and blue.
Oh, blue, yeah.
Yep.
All right,
But
he's colorblind.
let's go ahead and get into this. I am not going to do that big old spiel anymore about, you know, what, like, this.
We
these are,
talk to the lawyers, and we don't have to do the legal jargon anymore.
Yeah. But by the way, guys, remember, this is all opinion based. This is my slides. Next, we're going to be doing Invaders Zim back here. He's invaded our G.I. Joe Like, Love, Destroy.
Peace is nice. Peace is
All right.
nice.
Next, we're gonna have the Lady Stina with her choices, and finally, my boy.
Private Pendry reporting for duty, sir.
Give me
right.
20 push-ups.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
So, real quick, I do have a special mention for my G.I. Joes.
Oh, boo. You said you complained about special mentions and then you put in a special mention?
Yeah, get over it.
Yeah, screw
Well,
you.
we all
I
have
did
So my
too, so
special
deal with
mention, my special mention is Lady Jaye
Yeah.
and Scarlet.
You
What?
picked both girls?
I picked because they're weird, but I like it.
What?
One of them throws javelins, and one of them shoots a freaking hand crossbow. That's cool.
But it's like not even just a regular crossbow.
It's like a laser crossbow.
It's like a
and
laser
shit.
crossbow.
I've seen her take actual crossbow bolts in the first 13 episodes and shoot crossbow bolts.
Yeah, she kind of does.
She has
both.
she has like different types of arrows and shit.
It's weird.
But I had to put them in because I'm like, these two girls are so freaking tough. They don't even need a gun. They just take like things that nobody would use in a real warfare kind of situation and beat the crap out of people with them.
Yeah.
So I had to pick them. Lady Jaye and Scarlet, you guys are awesome. That is my special mention though for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into my like. Look at that superhero.
Are you gonna spin
thumb.
it?
Nope, we don't spin anymore because we fly.
I like that
See,
better.
we fly.
I'm down with the flying.
So my like is, of course,
Oh, yeah.
Sgt Slaughter.
Yeah.
What was the line? What was the line? What? At ease, disease. Sgt Slaughter. I am a huge WWF, WWF, WWE, AWA, WCW, all the acronyms put together.
Too many W's.
I'm gonna put you in a ditty bag.
I'm gonna
An
put
itty bitty ditty bag.
Welcome to the slaughterhouse.
Sgt Slaughter is dope as heck, and I am proud to say that I get the opportunity to meet him next month at GalaxyCon in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh!
Shameless plug.
You know, and one of the best parts of Sgt. Slaughter is that he had his own private fucking training facility in G.I. Joe. That
So
was
awesome.
separate, but part of the G.I. Joe program.
I loved it.
Nobody else has that.
I watched the movie. I did watch it only after watching the first 13 episodes of the original G.I. Joe cartoon, because I know that I was going to get a lot of cool characters and storyline in that. But I had to watch it. Sgt. Slaughter is dope and awesome in that movie. I love him to death. I also like to put some cosplay pics. So I find this awesome Sgt. Slaughter cosplayer. He looks amazing. He's buff. He's intimidating. I don't want to get anywhere near him.
That's a really nice
Look at all these
mustache.
G.I. Joe
That
cosplayers
is,
back here, though.
That's really well done.
I actually have done an interview with the G.I. Joe cosplaying group here in the Midwest.
Cool.
I have interviewed the guy that leads the Midwestern chapter, and he is a Cobra commander.
He's a Cobra Cobra Commander. He's always.
Oh, he's dope.
All the cones. He's really.
Is he the one that was at the Des Moines one?
Yeah.
Oh, that
He's
costume
also
was so good.
He's also a 501st member, which is why his costume is so good.
Weren't they at that first WizardCon we all went
Yep.
to too?
Yep.
Because I could swear I met a few of them.
Yep. So that is my like. Sergeant Slaughter, you're the dopest. At ease, disease.
Well played, sir.
So for my love fills up for G.I. Joe. My love is Shipwreck.
Oh, boo!
And freaking Snake Eyes. This is my show. This is my YouTube channel. I will do whatever I want.
You pick Shipwreck. What?
I fell in love with these two after watching the first 5 episodes.
Shipwreck is so bad. Like,
that parrot is annoying.
Nope, I'm sorry.
I love the parrot, but I hate Shipwreck.
I hate the parrot.
I love
now,
these two.
Now, Snake Eyes and Timber, I can get behind.
Yeah, I can get
these two in the first 5 episodes. Fell in love with them.
Well, it's because Snake Eyes is the best.
Yeah, Snake Eyes.
And I mean, Shipwreck did have some good lines.
I actually prefer Shipwreck more than Snake Eyes. I know I'm going to get flagged for that.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I just like Shipwreck. I think he's funny.
Boo!
Snake Eyes kind of irritates me because
Let's hear the comments from the audience.
How the heck is Snake Eyes effective at all if he can't verbally put out anything?
Because they understand.
Because he cuts its head off.
Okay, he's by himself on a secret mission, and he needs to report back with information about it.
Communication
Only they have this thing called Morse code.
Caleb, they can send
Morse code,
Caleb,
dude.
Yeah, because Morse code's still a big deal.
They got emails.
Not in 1989.
Let it regular mail then.
Dude, they have tech in that show that wasn't available in real life in '89.
This part though, this part where they're all dressing up and Snake Eyes is just like, I'll be a girl, why not?
That was a great part.
That just proves right there Cobra Commander needed better employees.
I had to put some awesome cosplayers, you know, because these guys were freaking rocking.
Those are good.
Those are really good. This Shipwreck is
love
really
the
good.
Parrot on the Shipwreck. That's so amazing.
And I don't care what anybody says. I loved Ray Park as Snake Eyes in the movies.
Oh yeah,
I did too.
Ray Park was
so good.
Well, Snake Eyes is a cool character.
He was one of the only things about either one of the live actions that was truly amazing.
It's like we need somebody who can fight really good and doesn't need to say much. Hey, Darth Maul sounds good.
Yep, let's go.
So now to get to my destroy. Now, I think if I give you some clarification, you'll understand why I destroyed this character. Who is the one character from the Autobots that I hate the most?
Oh, you're going just because of the voice, huh?
It's not because of the voice, actually.
Starscream?
No.
That's not the Autobots.
No.
That's a Decepticon.
No.
Yeah.
Who is the
Get
character?
your teams right.
Hot Shot.
Oh, because he killed fucking... Oh, my God.
Hot Shot?
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod. I mean, I'm sorry. Hot Rod. I don't know why I said Hot Shot.
Later recast in later cartoons as Hot Shot.
Hot Shot. I keep saying Hot Rod irritated me all to hell because he destroyed my favorite character in Transformers. He disobeyed orders. He was a derelict of duty, and this guy is the same freaking way. Lieutenant Falcon. He is a horrible character. He puts himself before everybody. Doesn't care about.
But he's Don Johnson. Come on.
I don't care. I hate
you know,
him.
in this case, I can't blame him. I can't give you flack for that because honestly, I hated Falcon in the movie too, and I was very thankful that was about the only time you see him.
I'm sorry. I do not like him. Lieutenant Falcon is stupid. He is the whole reason why freaking Cobra Commander got away.
Oh my
You mean
God.
Serpentor?
Oh, Serpentor, yeah.
Caleb, you're gonna have
James,
to
you
get
owe me
over
a
it.
pop.
It's gonna be okay.
But that is my
cool
like, love,
cosplay,
destroy.
though.
That is a good cosplay. It is a good one. That is my like, love, destroy. We are now going to go to Invaders Zim.
He did totally let Zarana like just get in there.
Yeah, he did. He did. Now,
So your like is Scarlet.
Scarlet.
You didn't have like an intro thing? What's wrong?
Because I don't know how to do all of that yet. You guys need to teach me some of these tricks. I do not know.
He basically just said, "Let's start boobs."
Title screen.
Let's start boobs.
I had a title screen that said "Like, Love, and Destroy" on it, but there wasn't much to it. But that's fine.
You don't have a title screen.
I picked Scarlet for the like because in the 80s, especially in terms of America's military, there weren't really a lot of women in command or leadership positions, and Scarlet really epitomized that with G.I. Joe.
And Lady Jaye did a better job of that.
I love her choice of weapon. I love that crossbow thing. I love its adaptability. and everything else. And the love story with her and Duke, I thought was, for what was played out, was really well done.
So, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment so I can get some clarification. So, Duke, but let's not think about General Flag, and let's not think about General Hawk. I'm talking about Duke. And Duke is the face of G.I. Joe at the very beginning of the show.
Leader.
In the cartoon.
He's the field leader
in the cartoon and everything at the very beginning.
He's essentially the highest ranking enlisted.
Duke and Scarlet are the ones that end up together, and the guy that's right beneath Duke, the second in command, Flint and Lady Jaye are together. So it's like, let's take the higher up command guy and the second in command, because I kind of think that Lady Jaye is kind of like the same kind of level as Duke. She may not really be, but she kind of is.
She doesn't have the rank of, but she has the experience.
She's up
but
there.
like, if you were going to put them side by side, it would be Duke and Lady Jaye, and right under that, it would be Flint and Scarlet. So instead of Duke and Lady Jaye,
no, it's Duke and Scarlet, Flint and Lady Jaye.
But I'm talking about for command reasons, for ranking. Duke and Lady Jaye, and then Flint and Scarlet. But Duke's just like, nah, I'm gonna go down the tree a little bit and like be with people underneath my command.
It was the 80s, dude, and cartoons were weird.
That's so frowned upon in the military.
If it makes you feel any better, later on she gets rid of Duke and she gets with Snake Eyes. So.
Oh, yeah, dude, right there.
In later cartoons, not in the original. She doesn't do it in the original, but it's a later cartoon.
But in the comics, that's how it works.
You know, her and Snake Eyes end up
silent
together.
But deadly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought Scarlet was a really amazing character. I thought she really did a lot for advancing women's command positions and stuff in American military situations, and I thought that she was a good character in G.I. Joe for young girls to look up to and wanted to be like, and that's why I pick her for my like.
She was a badass.
Yeah, in the comics it was with Snake
Eyes
the whole time.
So your love is
Snake Eyes.
I am
that's wait.
Fan.
No, my like was my
Your love was an Uber.
Uber like. Uber love.
It's easy to do when you pick two.
Yeah, she's got you there, bro.
You know what? Wow. Shut up. It's my channel.
Wow.
But getting to my reasons for Snake Eyes, first off, he has probably the best backstory of any character in any version of G.I. Joe, whether it's a movie or a cartoon, ever. His backstory is amazing.
Screw his backstory. He puts a dress on. That's cool.
He's a freaking ninja, and if anybody that knows me knows, I absolutely love ninjas. I do. Ninjas are huge with me, and that just brings me right to him. But mainly, he is single-handedly the most badass fighter in every possible way the Joe team has.
I think his background is...
He can use any weapon. He can use any hand-to-hand combat style. And if you need a Joe to really get the job done and done right and done on time, Snake Eyes is your boy.
Okay.
You can't go better than him.
I think his background's very cliche. Like, it's like he's a ninja.
Now, for your destroy...
I know there's a lot more.
No! I love Shipwreck!
Walk the plank, bro!
I love Shipwreck's parrot. I despise Shipwreck.
Okay, we're done
I do.
with this.
I hate Shipwreck. He's so horrible. He's so fucking annoying.
I hate the parrot.
I'm with you.
Because that parrot talks while they're trying to sneak, and they're like, "Shh, bird." It's like, no, fucking punch it. Like, you're trying to sneak.
And if you think about it, in the last season or two, Shipwreck becomes virtually fucking useless to the Joes. He's always getting them in trouble. He can never get missions done. He's lazy. He never wants to do the work he's supposed to fucking do. He slacks off. He is a piece of shit. He should have been drummed out of G.I. Joe.
Alright.
We didn't get that far.
Alright, so here's your special mention, Cover Girl.
Now,
I'm done hearing your blasphemy about Shipwreck.
I spoke earlier of the power of the females that G.I. Joe has on their team. Cover Girl was one of those ladies on the Joe team that got some screen time, but in my opinion, she didn't get enough. I thought she was too underused, And she had so much she could contribute, so she becomes my special mention for G.I. Joe.
Yeah, but her background is like she's a model. And
Yeah, but
she
think
does
about
this on,
what she could
and she's on the
accomplish with her
military
contacts in the
on
modeling
the side,
community.
like a hobby. And it's like, what?
Yeah, like
when
I joined the
when I'm
military as
not
my
walking
hobby.
the runways in Paris, I save the world on my.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's about like the contacts she could bring to G.I. Joe and some of the circles she walks in as a model that could help missions G.I. Joe goes on.
I guess.
That's
All
where I
right.
look at it from.
But it was just like, okay.
All
That's
right,
such a
well-
weird background to have.
Let's go on to Stina as like Love Destroyer for G.I.
Yay,
Joe.
G.I.
So
Joe.
Christina has a special
I have a
mention.
Special mention.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Go ahead and click. It's Snake Eyes. Okay.
Snake Eyes getting so much love.
The only reason is he's the only G.I. Joe character that I knew. Like, if you saw his picture, I know he's a G.I. Joe character. The only one.
So why isn't he like a love or something then?
Because I didn't want to include him because I wanted to give others the chance
To
to
shine.
like look at something other than Snake Eyes. Because Snake Eyes is freaking cool. He's the best. He jumps out of helicopters. He can do acrobatics.
Swordplay, gunplay.
Yeah, like watching the
Throwing
show.
stars.
I thought he was like super serious, but he's actually really chill. Like he's really.
He never
flexible.
bitches about
He
anything.
doesn't bitch, but he's
Well, there's reasons.
he's really flexible with the situation. Like he just
Plus,
rolls
he
with
has
it.
Wolf.
Plus he has
Timber.
a wolf.
He has Timber,
Timber.
his pet wolf, which
What?
is amazing.
Plus he can break dance. And that episode where he gets up in that wig, like he doesn't complain. Like he's just like, "You're the wolf. You're wearing the dress," and he was like,
Okay.
"Okay." And then he got in it, and he's dancing, and his wolf is dancing, and it's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
That's because he didn't say nay when they voted.
It didn't matter though. Like he was just like, "Fine, whatever."
He couldn't say
And
That was a joke,
Oh.
honey. He couldn't say nay.
But I feel like he wouldn't. He could have put up a fight, but he didn't. And then he's like punching people out in dresses. Like he's like whatever gets the job done.
Yo,
Super manly.
Yeah.
Love him.
he is the Superman of
Plus-
G.I. Joe.
His freaking costume is amazing. And not in the first movie. The first live action, it had the mouth, like the lips built into the thing,
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
and that was weird.
I hate that when they do that for.
Yeah, like he had a
helmets.
face built into his mask and had lips. And it was weird. But then the second
They've
one,
done that for Power Rangers before, where they just put
yeah,
those
and
fake
that's
lips
weird.
there.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. But then the second one, they went with his more original thing where it's all covered, and it looked way better.
And they did that for the movie version of the costume too, and it looked amazing.
That's what I say.
She was talking about the movies as them.
In Retaliation, they got rid of that shit, and it was better.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking in that first one. I feel like the first one. They
So
were
you ready
like,
to go for your like?
Yes. But anyway, Snake Eyes is the best.
Oh,
And I
shoot.
picked up-
Yeah.
I picked up. That's the one from Retaliation. See how it's covered?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, that's
super
the
cool.
card game version.
And these are the card. These are just some cool cards I found.
I used to have those
I don't really care
before
about
I
the
sold
game,
them off.
but
Yeah.
some
Nice.
of the cards looked cool. So I mean, I
Didn't you
just.
buy those from me?
But it showcases like he can use guns. He's got swords. Like he can just do about anything. Like no.
Nice.
I have different GI Joe. card
No,
game cards.
no other GI Joe matches what Snake Eyes can do. He's
That's very
easily
true.
the coolest.
Except, crap! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to click
It's
there.
okay.
But you know what? Snake Eyes can't do?
Talk.
Lead.
Actually,
Talk.
I bet he can lead.
How is he gonna write down everything? Like, okay.
He texted out. It's what he does, and he uses hand gestures.
Oh gosh, shut up.
The hand gestures are probably a good thing.
You can't be charismatic when you're doing this.
Whatever. Anyway, puppy. I'm kidding. But
Squirrel.
anyway, Mutt and Junkyard. I like them in there. I put some information about him. But
They were
he's-
kind of undervalued.
He's a highly trained, like he's a trained soldier, and he does dog handling, and he's trained lots of dogs. But his smartest one is
What
what
the
it
hell
said,
are
or
you
his
doing?
best one is Junkyard. And I think it's funny that he's called Mutt and then Junkyard is the dog.
All this reminds me of is that ripoff of Mutt and Junkyard from the movie Law and Order.
Law and Order. I like them.
I love Law and Order. They were so cool.
They were almost my like too. I almost put them both, but then I was like, that's good. We'll just do it that.
Hey, that only I can do that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyway, but yeah, plus he's also good at like he's got lots of gun training and stuff, so he's not bad by himself either.
But then he has Junkyard, who is just a badass in and of himself. So.
Exactly. I like that they're both like rough characters, and the Joe's joke about which one is friendlier. And apparently the answer is junkyard, because if you try to like take Mutt's food, like he might bite you. Like
Christina, I'm really sorry to say this, but you didn't get to see the episode I watched where one of the scientists that goes under Cobra's command, he makes this gun like.
Oh, I did watch.
Oh, you
that.
did watch? Oh, yay!
That's the one with the really obvious evil name too, right?
Yeah.
That we were talking about the other night.
It was Dr.
Like Satan or something.
Dr. Satan or something.
Dr.
Like his
Lucifer or
name might as well have
something.
been Dr. Satan because
Okay.
it was so bad.
Okay,
It was
what I
so
can
awful.
say, actually, I didn't technically watch the episode. I watched an AMV that had clips of the episode.
Oh my god.
So she watched the Cliff Notes.
I watched the clip note version of that episode.
Fucking
But
swear.
I thought that one was Junkyard is a good boy. I like it. In that episode, he like jumps out of a plane and he's like super chill. They're like, woo, and he's just in the parachute, like I thought he's such a good dog.
Yeah, let's see if Bruce will do that.
Right? I mean,
Good luck.
they're very well trained, but you know what I mean. Like he just jumped out of there. He beat.
I didn't expect you to pick Mutt and Junkyard.
I like that first line there though.
Anyway,
JK.
but no, like yeah, and I did watch that episode where like he turns against him and he's like trying to get his dog back in. And it's really sad.
Oh,
and
the
it was
brain,
sweet.
the animal brainwash
So
episode.
you
Yeah.
even put it in there. That where Junkyard turns against him. It's sad and sweet, but like then they get together again. And I was like, ah.
So I'm assuming you got some cards.
I do.
Wow, that's like a really clean cut version.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no mustache is creeping me out.
A little bit, dude. A little bit.
The cards are weird. Like I imagine.
I think it's weird that there's 3 different dogs.
That's
There's like a Rottweiler, like a Labish kind of thing, and then Demon Dog.
yeah.
It's a dark out.
See, I imagine they're from like different generations or whatever. But
Probably.
yeah, like he's got his costume's not super different, but the dogs change. It's kind of weird that there's such an artistic difference depending on who's
Maybe it's
making
like
these things.
Junkyard 2, Junkyard 3.
Yeah.
That could be.
Well, he
easily.
did. Apparently, Junkyard has a kid named, and they named him Junkyard 2, and he's.
Oh my god, how? Oh!
Where the fuck did you find that out?
They can at least
Even I
fucking.
didn't know
They
that.
can at least come up with something a little more.
Apparently, in some of the later stuff, Mutt comes back, but Junkyard has already passed away. So Junkyard 2 takes his place, and they do missions
That's
together.
so lame.
Which series was that? Do you know?
I don't remember. I don't like. I looked up Wikipedia articles, so I mean it's possible all of this is
I'm
bullshit.
gonna have to really
Maybe that's the one
watch
where
everything.
in the comics they were like out of commission for a bunch of years. and
Yeah,
then they
like they're
brought
out of
them back.
commission, and then Cobra
makes sense.
re-arises,
Right, yeah.
and he gets brought back
Yeah.
in, and Junkyard 2 becomes.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and get to your love real quick.
Okay.
Love.
Love. Oh my.
Spirit.
You picked everybody with animals!
I did. That was a
Bad
coincidence.
Christina. Bad Christina.
This one was hard. I didn't love any of them other than Snake Eyes, so I was like, which one do I actually like watching?
Spirit and freedom.
And I chose
Ugh.
Spirit.
I love that bald eagle.
Like as already I said, he's a character built entirely of cliches and stereotypes. He's the most ridiculous thing. But he's also super epic. He's like a super
He's almost as
soldier
badass as Snake Eyes.
Native American. Like every cool thing about a Native American, they just threw into one character. Went that guy.
Done.
I mean, he's got an eagle named Freedom. He cares about the environment. He's a shaman. He's
He
a
cries
healer.
every time a
He's
can gets thrown on the ground.
He's a scout.
I feel like he always should have been a Cobra because he should have been like, they took our land. I'm going to take it back.
No, but see, this is the
I
thing.
need my
Did
revenge.
Cobra really ever have a version of him on their
Native
side? Because I don't remember one.
No.
But
No.
there is a lot of those though, where it's like a cliched version of the good guys on the bad guys.
Storm Shadow.
Right.
Storm Shadow's another one that's a cliche.
We're not going to talk about
But
like.
he has a
There's a
past
lot
with
of
Snake Eyes.
there's
Blowtorch and that guy that's in the Degenerates or whatever that group is
I
called.
love the
Oh,
Dreadnoks.
the
Dreadnoks are
Dreadnoks.
awesome.
Dreadnoks, yeah. The Dreadnoks had a flame
Blowtorch
gun
and
guy.
Ripper
I
and
just-
Torch.
I just think there's a lot of.
And then the two guys that
Buzzer.
get added later on.
All right.
There's a
I
lot
hated
of
the
there's a
Dreadnoks.
lot of racial
They pissed me
cliches
off.
in this show. But
There
I feel
is.
I feel like he's really cool.
They made his racial
and
cliche.
he doesn't get
cool.
lost in the crowd. Like he wasn't played to be funny. Like some of the especially like some of the black ones, they're meant to be kind of funny
Roadblock,
characters.
for example.
Who
Yeah.
always like talks in rhymes.
Yeah, like they was meant to be funny.
That got old
But
quick.
Spirit wasn't like he wasn't a joke. Like they took him seriously,
Oh, yeah.
even though he was kind of like a ridiculous
He only got brought in when the shit hit the fan and they needed badassery with Snake Eyes.
Yeah, well, either way, he was visually cool. Like, he didn't get lost in the sea of faces. Like, you could tell when Spirit was in the room.
He just wasn't a random white dude in a beret.
Exactly. And then in the cartoon, he actually is Storm Shadow's rival, which I didn't expect. I thought it was Snake Eyes. But then I watched the show.
They both are.
I know, but at the beginning, it's just
They
Storm Shadow
never show Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow at the beginning. It's Spirit and Storm Shadow.
Yeah. And they're like almost friends, really. Like if they were on the same side, they'd be best friends. But because they're like they have almost friends. And they banter sometimes.
They have that respect for each other.
And they're like they save each other all the time.
Respect.
Like I like their like weird almost friendship going on. Very I like that relationship, especially since in the show like
it's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, because not a lot of shows have that, and I like it. All right, go ahead. There's some cool things.
Look. Wakanda forever.
and their Spirit in Rambo cosplay.
Yep.
Well, see the Black Panther outfit. Apparently, later on in the like comics and stuff, they went away from like the super Indian thing and gave him.
I wonder why.
And they gave him like a more like down to earth costume or like a more military costume.
So since Marvel was IDW was ready for it, so like IDW's like, can we steal this but not get sued?
But yeah, apparently that's what that outfit's from.
What's up with the Rambo one though?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I just found
in this one he kind of looks white actually. He looks like a smaller Sylvester Stallone.
He does.
I don't know.
Wow,
I just thought I picked out ones that I thought were interesting. But
in this one he looks like he might be black, but he's got one parent that's white or something. I don't know.
I just thought he was interesting. So visually, he's cool.
Right on.
I destroyed. I picked the fridge. Okay. I have nothing against the football player William Perry or anything. I hate this weapon.
The Bears.
Okay. But
no.
Look at the weapon, though.
The iron football on a stick?
It's a black spiky football on a chain. There's guns, there's lasers, there's explosions, and then he's got a goddamn
Lady
football.
Jaye and Scarlet.
It's not even like a melee, it's a melee weapon. They at least have weapons that can be thrown. He's got a melee weapon that he can't throw.
I do not remember
I'm done talking to you. No, that was not a high five. That was me ignoring you.
I couldn't stand the basketball dude that was in the
Big Lob.
Big Lob, where he's like throws it.
Big Lob,
I don't remember.
All right. I'm so over this already.
In the show.
He's not from the show. This is when they did.
There was like a mail away action figure.
Yeah,
is that what this crap was?
This is from they did like real people in G.I. Joe form.
Yes.
And
he was popular, so they're like, hey, let's
he
make him a G.I. Joe.
He was a very popular football player, but he gave him a friggin' spiky football. Like, what is that?
That's lame.
But there was a wannabe football player, Captain Gridiron, which a lot of people hate because he was annoying and he only cared about football. But he at least had grenades and missiles and shit. And like grenade footballs. He's got a fucking football.
He's got a football mix. That's all it is a football mix.
I am already done talking to you guys.
What is that? I'm just saying, what is that?
Alright, so let's go ahead and get to Pendry's Like Love Destroy, which is always so much better than everyone's.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure all my people are in this picture, but I can't remember.
Well, probably.
Hey, look, there's that Captain Football guy right up there in the upper corner.
I also had an honorable mention, and I picked this one because I wanted also to let not as popular characters shine, and I figured everybody and their mom was going to pick him, so my honorable mention is obviously Snake Eyes.
See, you had the same idea I did.
So that's an uber honorable mention.
Uber honorable mention.
But yeah, I mean, he's Snake Eyes. We've already kind of been over it. He's amazing. I love his epic rivalry with Storm Shadow.
And again, his backstory is the best of any Joe or
His
Cobra.
backstory is so cliche.
You don't know the entirety of it yet.
If the backstory is exactly what it is in the freaking movie, then yes, we do know. So,
basically, I just, it's Snake Eyes. You gotta love Snake Eyes. And so I figured...
He's pretty much the face of G.I. Joe, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Without actually showing his face.
Oh!
Every dog has its day.
So, for my we're gonna have... There's a good way to, I think, make crossovers and incorporate things from outside of your realm, and... For my
that's lovely.
Gosh, you always find
obviously
Sergeant
Uber
Slaughter!
he was like the perfect crossover type of character to bring in.
Oh my god, is that
G.I.
Hulk
Joe.
Hogan
And
Cobra?
Cobra. God!
Addie's disease!
He was just the perfect
A
character
diggy
to fit
bag.
into G.I. Joe, and I thought it was just seamless when they brought him in. It was like...
Place
Yes.
of birth, Paris Island, South Carolina.
So, I figured this is the way that you bring in a different, like...
I'm gonna put
genre.
you in a ditty bag. An itty bitty ditty bag.
Alright. You guys can't make the same jokes again.
Okay, so for my love...
That's
Ew, look at his
adorable.
face. Gross.
Oh, yeah, it's...
That's like, I'm gonna go from making out with him to him.
Actually, technically, it's always been Storm Shadow and Scarlet in the comics.
You mean
Yeah.
Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, yeah, sorry.
Don't tell Snake Eyes that. Whoa.
Sorry.
All right, so for my love, Scarlet. I've always loved Scarlet. Like you were saying.
You just like the redheads.
Well, that definitely is not a bad
That's
thing.
definitely a factor. I mean,
But-
you can't
I
lie.
think all of you had Scarlet except for me.
What is
But
wrong
I
with
love
you?
her. I love her weapon. I love
I
the
don't-
fact that
I don't
she
like
was the
her.
first ever female action figure for G.I. Joe line.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I was expecting Lady Jaye, because Lady Jaye's introduced before her.
But yeah, she had her figure was first.
Dang, cool.
Yeah, I think Lady Jace was like about a year after hers.
Yeah, I think it
Give
was
or
the
take.
I
But
think it was
Lady
the
Jaye
second.
shows up in the cartoon before. That's what I'm. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So.
But yeah,
Hasbro did shit weird.
I've always really liked Scarlet. Obviously, like you said, the redhead thing's not hurting anything. But yeah, I just thought she was a cool character.
She is a cool character. I
Liked her weapon, and
the weapons are what make those two characters, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
They are definitely the defining factor.
and then for my destroy.
Oh my god,
Dude!
dude! Seriously, you need to calm down.
Snake Eyes just making his way through this.
So, like I said earlier, that there's a right way to integrate something from the outside world, and then I feel there's always a wrong way, and the it's the wrong way.
Uber destroy.
But yeah, see, that's the little thing that you can mail away to get his action figure.
What is
looked like-
this?
yes, so
Yeah, see, like the thing didn't even have like a chain. It was
right. Yes, it's just awful. It was
I am
legit.
a Bears fan, guys. What the heck?
Well, then I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I love the Bears, but I can't disagree with them on
This
this
is just-
choice.
They're like, hey, he's
That's
popular. Let's
horrible.
make him a GI Joe.
Oh.
And I
I told
can't.
you.
I couldn't.
I
do
have
it.
nothing against him, but what is this thing? That football mace?
What is
Right,
the whole
right.
premise here? That's
Yes.
the thing.
Football
What is the
flail and
premise?
football mace. Oh, I am so done talking to you guys already.
Uber destroy.
Uber destroy.
All right, guys.
Henry, we're on the same wavelength.
Right?
All right, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, this Like, Love, Destroy video of G.I. Joe
Yo,
and
Joe.
their random characters. Next week we will be bringing out Cobra. But I hope you, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new, join us in our
Quest
combat.
for injustice.
Join us in our fight for injustice against Cobra and Yo Joe.
And subscribing is half the battle.
Subscribing is
Now
half
you
the
know.
battle.
G.I. Joe.
Alright, is there any other
Thank you
things
for
we
the
need to
setup.
I'm gonna put both of you guys in a ditty bag. An itty bitty ditty bag.
Oh my god. That's 3 times, guys. In 3
Welcome
minutes.
to the slaughterhouse.
Please stop.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new, subscribe. And we'll catch you all later. Bye.